Hey, what's up everybody? It's Alexis from 8th Avenue, and it's been just over 2 weeks since I unboxed and started using the Mobicel IX Pro, and this is my review, so let's get into it. The Mobicel IX Pro is like the big sister to the Mobicel IX, and truth be told, it's actually leaps and bounds better than its little brother, the IX. Just as I always do in my review videos, I will break the review up into 5 different sections and expand on each one of those sections. And those 5 sections will be the design and the build, the display, the software and performance, the battery, and finally we will look at the camera quality. At the end of the review, as usual, I will give my final verdict so that you can come to your own conclusion and make your decision. So let's dive into the review. First things first, the design and the build. It's so obvious that the phone mimics the Pro or the Pro Max iPhone, especially I think the Pro Max, looking at its size. It comes in a variety of colors like blue, dark blue, black, and this purple that I have here. The phone is completely made of plastic, and it has this matte embossed laminated finish that makes it feel kind of premium, especially at the back, which also gives it this iPhone Pro Max type of aesthetic. Also, the finish makes it less prone to fingerprints, which I personally very much like, and it makes it feel like it's much better quality than the Mobicel IX. It doesn't have a removable back or battery. Instead, the SIM card slot is on the left side panel of the phone, and it takes 2 SIM cards, with one of the slots doubling as a memory card slot as well. On the top, we have the 3.5 meter audio jack, and then on the right panel, it has the volume rocker buttons and the lock on off button, which is also the fingerprint sensor button. And then at the bottom, it has the USB-C charging ports, and it has the speaker. Yes, I know it looks like it should be a dual speaker, but it has a single speaker, not 2. Even though it looks that way, it just has a speaker on the right side, not on the left. The left is just for aesthetics. It's still better having one speaker at the bottom than having it at the back like the IX, because now you can listen to the audio without any distortion, even when the phone is flat on its back. Speaking of the back, it has the Mobicel logo at the bottom left and the dual camera system at the top left. This is the purplish color one, which is actually my favorite of the lineup. And I do really like the embossed finish because it makes it very nice to hold. It's not prone to fingerprints and it's not slippery when you have a firm grip on it. The Mobicel IX Pro has a 6.6-inch HD Plus display with a teardrop notch at the top to house the front camera. It also has significant bezels all around the phone with a thicker chin at the bottom. The screen is also very similar to the Mobicel IX, but it does much better in outdoor settings where there's a lot of natural light. If you want to see the full review that I made of the Mobicel IX, then click on the card above or follow the link in the description below. Colors and picture quality are not that great, but they are decent because they try to show the proper colors and hues, which is fine for passive viewing of YouTube videos or TV shows up to 1080p. So out of the box, the Mobicel IX comes with Android 13 Go edition. It has 64 gigs of onboard memory and 4 gigs of RAM, with 2 of those gigs being expandable memory. Well, at least that's what it says on the box. But from my experience, actually, it turns out that it has 3 gigs of virtual RAM. So essentially, it has 5 gigs of RAM, with 2 being like the set in stone RAM and 3 gigs of expandable RAM with the memory fusion option. There was a significant improvement when expanding to the virtual RAM, and the phone was smoother. Watching videos was easier to watch. There was less lag. It was not as glitchy, even though it still did have some lag here and there. In the case of the iX Pro, I would actually advise that it's okay to use the virtual RAM. It's worth using some of that 64 gigs of onboard internal storage for RAM. A new addition for the iX Pro is the fingerprint sensor. The Mobicel iX didn't have a fingerprint sensor, only face recognition. But with the iX Pro, it has both face recognition as well as a fingerprint reader to unlock the phone, which I think is pretty cool. The reader is responsive and works properly 99% of the time. Personally, I'm not a fan of a side fingerprint reader because that means that you have to always have the phone in your right hand if you want to unlock it. So what if I want to use my left hand? Maybe that's when you can use the face recognition. That's when it comes to play. It's not the best and most responsive face recognition. It's the exact same as it is in the iX. It still struggles in low light. There's delay when scanning your face. But other than that, the phone handles light apps very well. In the case of the iX Pro, I decided to install TikTok Lite and Instagram Lite on it just to optimize its performance. And it also handles light games very well, but it takes forever to load. It has 4G connectivity and runs on the Unisoc octa-core CPU, with 4 of them being A55 1.3 GHz and the other 4 being A55 1.2 GHz cores. In terms of battery life, the Mobicel still comes in very impressive. It has a 5000 mAh battery, and in my experience using it as my main phone, I got at most a full day out of it with regular usage, mainly texting, browsing on social media, a few games, and watching videos. It doesn't have a removable battery, and after using it for about an hour to about an hour and a half straight watching videos, I did notice that the phone did start to heat up. So there's that. Oh, and yeah, again, I know I stay complaining about the ugly Mobicel generic phone covers, but I won't lie, this time it saved my phone twice. I dropped the phone on a tiled floor 2 times, and fortunately it had the case on it, and it seems like there's a very small crack on the case and like a tiny crack on the screen protector. I really hope it's not on the screen. But that being said, I still hate the cases though. And finally, let's get into the camera. It may have an iPhone camera design, but it is far from iPhone camera quality. It has a dual camera setup at the back, yes, just 2, not 3. The third bump is actually the flashlight. It has a 13 megapixel main camera coupled with a 0.8 megapixel sensor, which makes the photo quality significantly better than that of the iX. I felt like it didn't do too well with portrait images, as it struggled to properly blur out the background here and there was still some color distortion between the images and reality, with also some very laggy videos. Looking at the front 5 megapixel camera, it also was okay. I did find that the camera quality was a little bit worse than that of the iX, which was strange to me because if anything, it should be exactly the same because they are both 5 megapixel cameras. With the front camera, it tried to deepen the colors, but it ends up losing the definition and the sharpness of the pictures. I bought the Mobicel iX Pro from Bash for 1,299 Rand, and it goes for 1,499 Rand on the Mobicel online store. This phone has many improvements from the iX, and honestly, it seems to have the best specs for phones that are in the range of 1.3 to about 1.5 thousand Rand. So I would say that you are actually getting value for money at this price. Overall, the Mobicel is aesthetically pleasing with features that make it feel premium, even though it's a budget phone. I rate it overall about a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I would have given it an 8, but I expected more from the camera quality, if I'm being honest. And that's it from my review of the Mobicel iX Pro. I will be reviewing the iX Plus soon, so be sure to be subscribed to my channel and turn on your post notifications so you can stay updated. Also, if you find value in my videos, Leave a comment below and hit the like button, and follow 8th Avenue on various social media platforms. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.